Welcome back to TheWindowDog.com. Today we're going to take a break from picking on Windows salespeople, and I'm going to teach you a little trick I learned many years ago that will help you identify whether or not you have LowE glass on your windows. Now I should tell you it is storming like crazy outside, so if you hear any funny louds and booms and bangs, that might be pine cones pelting the roof. We got a metal roof put on this cabin a while back. It's kind of loud, they hit the roof, the dog freaks out. You're just going to have to deal with that. Now I learned this trick way back in the day when I worked at a window manufacturing plant. Occasionally we would have an insulated glass unit come out of the glass department all by itself. Maybe it was a hand remake, something had been broken or damaged, needed to get remade. The glass department would make just one pane all by itself in order to fulfill an order. So somebody brings it out to the production line, and we need to identify which side has the LowE glass in order to put it into the window the right way. It needs to go in with the LowE facing the right direction for the window to achieve the ratings that are promised for that window model, so we need to make sure we do it right. The way they would do it right on the production line is with a lighter. So we're going to show you that trick. You'll be able to identify whether or not you have LowE glass on your windows. You can even use it to impress your friends at parties. Get ready for fun. So we'll have another video in the future about what is LowE glass, what metals it's made out of, how many layers it might have. Salesmen tell you all sorts of stories about titanium in the glass and 300 layers and all different stuff. So we'll digest those things in another day. Today's video we're focused on just whether or not there is LowE glass in your glass unit. Now there's two different ways we can tell. One uses a blank piece of paper and the other one uses fire. We're just going to do them at two different times so that we don't light the paper on fire. The first method we'll look at today is one you would use if you have grids in the glass on your window. So here's a sample window, there's grids inside the glass. The conditions you need for this test to work would be grids that are in between the panes, right? So they're not inside the house or outside the house, but they're in between the panes of glass. And also the grids are the same color on each side. If you have grids that are outside the glass, this won't work. If you have grids that are a different color on one side or another, this won't work. You'll want to skip to the lighter test. That'll work on any window. But the way this works is you just take a piece of paper, hold it up to the glass, and look at the color of the grids versus the color of the paper. In this case, the grids are a pretty bright white, so is the paper, so they're pretty similar. The grid might be a little bit darker than the paper, but they're pretty similar. Then you go outside the house, hold that same piece of paper up to the grids, and what do you see? Now the grid is darker than the paper, which tells you that there's a LowE coating on this glass that's making it a little bit darker. Now we know this window does have LowE, and it's on this side of the glass. On this sample sash, this is the outside of the window. It could be on the inside of the window, just depends how it was ordered and produced. But we now know that this window does have LowE glass. If your windows don't have grids in the glass, this trick won't work. What we'll need to use then is the lighter. When we look at the lighter method, I'm not exactly confident in my cameraman skills, so what we're going to do is first explain to you how it's going to work, then I'll show you a first-person view so you're seeing what I'm seeing as I'm looking at it, then I'll show you a third-person view so you can kind of see over my shoulder and see what I'm doing, and then finally I'll show you a zoomed-in picture I took that's real high def, and it makes it real clear what we're looking at. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to hold the lighter up to the glass. Normally, just to hold it steady, I'll put my finger against the glass, and then I'll put the lighter against my finger and I'll hold it there. It doesn't matter if you're too close to the glass or too far away. You're not going to hurt the glass. Just make sure you don't melt the vinyl frame if that's what you have, or start your wood door on fire. But you just hold the glass up there and then you're looking at the reflection in the glass. So when you're first starting out, you're standing there looking straight on at the flame. You'll see one reflection in the glass. Then we're going to keep the lighter still, and I'm going to move my head to the side a little bit. And as I do that, the flame reflection is going to separate into two flames. What I'm seeing there is one reflection off the inside pane of glass and one off the outside pane of glass. Then I'm going to keep moving my head to the side even farther, and I'm going to see each of those two flames separate into a pair. So I'll end up with two pairs of two flames, four total flames. When I look at the color of those flames, the color will be different when the light is reflecting off of that LowE glass, and then we'll know that it's there. If all four of the reflections are the same exact color, then we know there's no LowE coating on the glass. So at the end, I'm also going to show you a zoomed in picture of what I'm seeing in the reflection to help make that really clear. So let's take a look. So here let's take a look. You can see we've got our lighter in front of the door. We'll light it up and notice we can already see two different flames in the reflection. So as we move to the side, what we'll see is those two flames will each split into two more flames, and we'll have two pairs of two flames. Let me figure out this focus. There you can see it. Now we'll look at it from a third-person point of view where you can kind of see what I'm doing. I start out with the lighter right in front of me and then move to the side, and the farther you move to the side, the more you'll see it. Here's a still picture. You can see in the still picture the zoomed out shot where we've got the two reflections, and then we'll zoom in a little bit and you can see that it's really two sets of two. So here you can see flame number one is the same exact color as flame number 2. They're both that kind of nice yellowy campfire looking color. But notice that the very next one, flame number 3, is a darker orange color. That's telling you that reflection is bouncing off the LowE coating. And then flame number 4 is the same as 1 and 2. So we know by looking at it that we do have a LowE coating on this door. It's being shown by that reflection in flame number 3. Kind of a neat trick. I never knew this door had LowE on it until today, and now we know. All right, so hopefully that helped as you're trying to figure out how this trick works. I would encourage you to just grab a lighter and go try it. Just hold it up against the glass, move your head to the side, look at the reflection, see what you see. I expect you'll be able to see what I mean real easy as soon as you give it a try. So hopefully you found this video to be helpful. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, and you also want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on some cool stuff we have coming up. One of our next videos is going to be about foam in the windows. There's foam in the frames, there's foam around the frames, there's foam in the spacers. Salesmen love foam. So we're going to talk about some of those things. We're also going to look at condensation in your house, when you might see condensation on your windows, what that means, how to avoid it or prevent it with new windows. So there's some really cool stuff coming up, and I think you're going to love it. So hit the old subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.